We have some big news updates this morning from Melania Trump and Epstein to Donald Trump lashing out at his supporters to his supporters fighting back and all about Iran. Melania Trump really doesn't want us talking about the Epstein files, doesn't want us talking about her relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. So let's talk about it. I have spent the past many hours overnight, while holding my daughter, doing some due diligence and research into why Melania Trump came out of nowhere and decided to talk about her relationship or lack thereof, according to her, with Maxwell and Epstein. I have deduced multiple theories. We're going to talk about them. We're also going to talk about some of the evidence that there is regarding Melania's relationship with the two of them, because recordings released now show that Jeffrey Epstein claimed to have a very close and personal relationship with the Trumps, even suggesting that the Trumps were on his plane, which Melania denies. So lots of stuff to cover. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please subscribe to my Substack. Click the link below to support my work, especially as I go down some of these rabbit holes. These are places that folks like me shouldn't be going. I mean, many powerful people don't want me to go down these rabbit holes, but to fight for the survivors, fight for justice and accountability, I won't stop. And I know that I have your support. So that's why I'm going to keep going. So, new recordings released by the Daily Beast show that Epstein claimed in these recordings that he had a close 10-year relationship with Donald Trump. He claimed that the first time Trump slept with his now wife, Melania, was on his plane, the Lolita Express. Melania Trump claimed that she had never been on Epstein's plane. Okay. Now, there are certain theories as to why Melania Trump may have come out and talk about her relationship or lack thereof with Epstein and Maxwell. But if you recall, she made claims about a certain email that I'm going to show you right now. It's an email. I know this to be written by Melania to Ghislaine. Melania confirmed it, but also I have the unredacted version where she claimed that this was just an innocuous personal acquaintance email. But the truth is, it's actually more, because she's asking Ghislaine Maxwell to give her a call back when she's in New York City. She's talking about how she saw Jeffrey Epstein in New York Mag and more. This is more than just your friendly, hey, how are you? What's up? In response to an email she may have gotten from Maxwell. That's not what this is. This appears to be something more in terms of, okay, hey, they're talking. Melania Trump is personally reaching out to Ghislaine Maxwell to check in, to call her. You don't do that with just an acquaintance. But that's not the only email I want to show you right now, because we do have one right now. Let me pull it up briefly. It's another email from the Epstein files that found a long time ago, but seem to be a lot more relevant now. It's unknown who sent it. Let me just get it on the stage for you. There we go. Sent to Jeffrey Epstein. And it says, I simply cannot believe this victory. No one called it. We all thought she'd win. You must be happy, though. This is after the election in 2016 when Trump defeated Hillary. Quote, I remember flying back with Donald on his plane the first weekend I went to visit you in Florida. Was the weekend he met Melania, and he kept coming out of the bedroom saying, wow, you could read that yourself. So that's another piece of evidence we have. Let's talk about the three theories that are floating around. There's the Amanda Ungaro theory. Some online posts claim that Amanda Ungaro, a Brazilian model connected to Paulo Zampoli, who moved in similar social circles as Melania, threatened to reveal damaging information, prompting Melania to speak out preemptively. The accounts are unverified, and I'm actually still digging into this. Zampoli, for what it's worth, is a Trump appointee currently. He says now that he's willing to testify under oath that he was the one who introduced Trump to Melania, and even got on a call with Sky News promptly and just prompted this, which is interesting. Why would he do that? We'll see. You have the Pam Bondi theory, that Pam Bondi was going to speak out and Melania came out ahead of that, but there's no proof right now that Bondi plans to reveal any information. And then you have the Michael Wolff theory, which Michael Wolff and Melania are in active litigation, could be tied to an ongoing dispute. Like I said, also, all of these are unverified, but many of you have messaged me about them. They're circulating the internet, but I told you at the beginning, I'm tracking down all three and more. There are actually more that aren't publicly fully known yet that I'm tracking down. And I won't stop, and I'll let you know what I find if I can find anything verified and confirmed. Now, at the same time, Trump himself is not having a good time. Now, he claimed yesterday to not know, by the way, this is what was posted on his Truth Social. He claimed to not know anything about Melania's statement to a phone call with MS Now. And since then, he has been lashing out at some of his former closest supporters. Here you have Candace Owens, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Thomas Massey, Alex Jones, Fuentes, Megyn Kelly. I don't know who that one is, Joe Kent. He continues to go after his own base more than he does Democrats. And that's upset his base because these are the comments that he's been receiving. You've just lost my support, Mr. President. I can't. I'm done. DJT, you're just a man, and I've done all that I can to support you and stand up for you, but this is enough. I'm out. Good riddance to you and those who kiss your feet and shudder at the thought of having their own opinions that could at least show a sliver of a backbone. This man is not well. If a CEO of an organization posted this type of hate, the board would oust them. More. Lost my support. What in the world is wrong with you? What am I hearing is your ego is so fragile. You think anyone who questions any of your decisions is a low IQ person. Sir, statements like this say far more about you than them. This is where MAGA stands. And this is not in a good position for Trump because it comes at a time that his motivations for going into Iran are being questioned. And there are a lot of theories circulating. And honestly, a lot of theories are backed up by a lot of evidence that the Israelis, that Netanyahu came to Trump earlier this year and pushed him to do this, presented him in the Situation Room, the New York Times confirmed this, evidence that they could defeat Iran quickly. That evidence obviously is not true, but it's now backed up by something even bigger. Here's what former Secretary of State John Kerry had to say. Take a listen to this.
You've probably sat across the table from Prime Minister Netanyahu more than almost anyone else out there, and he and Israel are, of course, big factors here. There's been recent reporting, you probably saw in the New York Times, that Netanyahu was taken into the Situation Room where he basically pitched Trump on attacking Iran. Were you ever part of any conversations like that? I know he's made that pitches to past administrations. Were you ever a part of that? And were you surprised that he was able to convince Trump to do this?
Well, I was part of any number of conversations with Prime Minister Netanyahu, conversations that took place in other countries.
Pitching the U.S. to strike Iran.
Yes, he wanted us to strike. He came to President Obama. He made a presentation to ask to strike. President Obama refused. President Biden refused. President Bush refused. The only president who has agreed to this, obviously, is President Trump. And it's really...
Makes you wonder why. What made Trump push America into war and agree with Netanyahu when Netanyahu tried and failed for decades to try to get America to do this? There's a lot of moving parts today, and I'm going to have updates throughout the day for you. So as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Subscribe to my Substack to support my work. Click the link below, and I'll have another update for you very soon.